What up, guys? I wanted to do a video on everything that runs my tank, from my tank controller to my light controller to my lights, my pumps, my filters, all that stuff we're going to go over briefly. So starting with the tank controller right here, this measures the ORP and pH. There's two outlets connected. One goes to the pH, one's connected to the pH and one's connected to the ORP. And you can plug something into it and you can have an above and a below setting. So if your readings of pH or ORP reach certain levels, you can turn other accessories on or off, depending on what number it's at or where you want it to turn on or off. So pretty cool little feature. I've used that before for stuff. So that's basically it on that. You just hit this toggle switch to go back to pH. It's as easy as that. Sometime I'm going to get this mounted up, but for now this works. It's easy to get to while I was kind of playing around with it. I've had it about 2 months now, so I'm still getting familiar with it. Back to the next thing here, the Kessil light controller. Definitely another awesome tool to have. You don't need one for Kessil lights, but it makes it a heck of a lot easier if you want to ramp your lights on and off, or do like an acclimation setting or whatever. It's really easy to use. I didn't even look at the instructions. I'm kind of a no instruction guy. I'll just play around with it, and if I really can't figure it out, then sometimes I'll refer to those. But this is really easy to figure out and set up, and not confusing. So it takes care of that. So I don't know if you guys can read this or not, but so I have one of these. It basically it will lower your ORP. That's why I got the controller in the first place down here. It is nice to have the pH as well because I'm using CO2. But this is basically keeping an eye on my ORP all the time, and it lets me know if it gets too low. It's a little on the low side right now. I like it around 200, but so read up on ORP if you're not sure what it is, and it's pretty simple, but it's kind of a optional thing when it comes to keeping a fish tank. You really don't need it, but it does have some benefits, so check it out. So this is an appropriate time, I guess, to go to my lights. These are just Kessil A360 WEs. They're a few years, or no, they're about a year old now. Really good lights. I try to keep them clean, blow them out, keep the dust out of them, but they're really a monster light. I mean, gives you a kind of an idea. I mean, my whole hand gets around almost a little over half of it, so it's a huge light. But really like those. They do a good job growing plants. So over to the CO2. Sorry, my house is a little bit of a mess. Yeah, 20-pound tank. I have 2 of them, so when I run out I swap it, and then I get this one turned in. I run a lot of CO2. As you can see, I know it's kind of hard to see because I have this crammed in here, but it gives you an idea. So that's the CO2. While I'm over here, obviously regular, this is an Eheim Jaeger heater. By my, I think that's the best heater you can get, personally. Those are my favorite. Really good heater, and really affordable too. That's an Eheim pre-filter back there. I purchased that when I bought the new Eheim canister filter. By the way, I did a video, if you haven't seen it, a couple videos back about that filter. So that's a pre-filter to kind of keep your pre-filter clean. It's pretty cool. So let's get right down into here, guys. I've got some touch lights mounted up, so you can see there. Those are really worth it in my book. They're like not that much money. They come in like a 2-pack. These ones, I mean, there's all different kinds. Just look for ones with good reviews, or just look them up before you buy them. and they create enough light for you to do the things you need to do. And it makes, you may not spend a lot of time under here, but it's nice when you have to do something. Just you push them, they click in, come right on. So there's the new Eheim filter. That was really easy to install, and that's running strong. I'm really looking forward to seeing the benefits of that thing. It's got a ton of media in it. It's got good flow still. I'm by no means OCD, but I like to keep things somewhat organized. I know my wires are crisscrossed and whatever. I can still get to things regularly, and it's not, I don't really have to do that. So I keep my canister filter wires pretty available and on the same circuit, so I can just easily disconnect those. But other than that, there's not a whole lot to do down here, other than if something breaks, or you know, if I have to change my UV sterilizer bulb. That's actually the UV sterilizer ballast right there. We might as well move over to that now. That's right there. It's a Coral Life. Actually, the box is right here. It's an 18 watt. I'd say it's just right for this tank. It says up to 250 gallons, but it's not a bad idea to go over on these. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just going to help. So I always run UV sterilizers. A lot of people don't, but you don't need to run it 24/7 either. That'll actually let your bulb last longer than a year. If you just kick it on like once a week would be the minimum, I would think. I would go for every other day, if not kick it on every day for a little bit, but it doesn't have to run 24/7 if you don't want to. Once your water's clear, you really don't have to worry about it. So pretty cool. I've always run those. I like them. Just my ballast for my lights, my Kessels. These are battery backups here. I think these things are sweet. I only have, actually, this one here that you see that says 120. That is the actual battery backup, and next to it is a unit equal to the size that's just packed full of batteries. It's an accessory that APC sells. It's just a bunch of batteries stacked in there. So, and that plugs into this battery backup and gives it a huge boost. So when I lose power, I usually have, in the winter time, I would have my heater plugged into this, and I want to say I got up to like 90 minutes, 93 minutes. So we're talking, it's not too long, but that's a 300 watt heater kicking on and off. And I never have run out my battery backup, but I've gotten an hour and a half out of it in the wintertime, and it's saved me. So the only other thing I usually keep hooked up to it, it's an automatic thing too. So when the power goes out, boom, whatever you have in certain spots is going to come on. And the other thing I use is an air pump. So just a little, nothing special, air pump hooked up. So you've got that for backup. I don't run air in this tank because of the CO2 and stuff. I don't want to, you really don't need to. I mean, the plants are making enough oxygen for the fish. So the other filter I have right here is a Cascade 1200, and I just ordered another Eheim because I want the same filter. But the problem is since I just completely replaced this, I didn't put any media. Not any media. I didn't put any established media in there. I just went, just regular start method. And so this is where all my, beneficial is right now. So when that thing comes in a couple days, I'm not going to install it right off. I want to give this filter some time to establish. So if I take this, that'll really put a dampener on the tank for sure. But that's about it, guys. Nothing special, just wanted to give you a rundown on the equipment. And I think that pretty much covers everything besides just a couple power heads. I got a bigger one there, and I got a smaller one up here. And I've got them situated so that my CO2, which you can see is readily available in here, is, everywhere. So it's getting a nice consistent flow of CO2. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Update on the tank in a couple of weeks. We're growing it out. It's gonna be a jungle, and I'd say about a month, 3-4 weeks, this thing's gonna be completely different. Thanks for watching, guys.